Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So most of my videos, as you all know, are all linked with the US, UK and the Europe stock market. This video is about the Indian stock market. And why in the Indian stock market in particular? Well, the idea is that obviously the upcoming markets that are places to invest is mainly China and India. Now Chinese market is very closed with the Shanghai index and stuff like that. You can get some names that are listed on Hong Kong. I do in fact own something there, like the Xiaomi stocks listed on the Hong Kong exchange. But the Indian stock market, or the Indian market as a whole, is a place to invest. It's a growing country, growing economy. The demonetization that did happen a couple of years ago did in fact help companies like Paytm. If you've heard of Paytm, I'm not sure, but if you haven't, you should definitely look into that success story. It was pretty much a nothing company and became to such a big rise because of, in fact, the demonetization. And Warren Buffett is also an investor in Paytm. Valuation currently, getting close to about 18 billion. Buffett got a big, I don't know, about 300 million stake or something like that. I don't entirely remember, but the idea being that India is a growing market, economy is doing better, and the beauty is that they're behind, in the sense that, like, let me make this clear what I mean by that, because the idea of the Indian market being behind is the sense that the technology and the way the living is in India is not like how it is in the Western country just yet. So if you're someone who lives in the Western country, it's quite good to see where you are currently, where India is currently, and where that therefore you can then predict where India will say be in 5-10 years time, because they are, say, 5-10 years slower in terms of how the living lifestyle is in the Western countries. So India is a place where I do actually park a lot of my money. So just sort of talking you through a bit of the index today for the Sensex market in particular. So it's been a strong quarter, the strong gain. The bottom, what the difference was is that in the Indian economy it did dip the lowest in the October, whereas in the US and stuff we did dip in December. And since then we've had a huge increase in the markets. What's that been? Pretty much reaching all-time highs again, nearly 16%. And we're literally 1% away from reaching the top or breaking through the highest level, and usually that's quite a bullish sign. When a stock or an index does beat its existing highs, usually people do wait for a little bit of a retracement, and then they do end up purchasing, getting into the position basically. And in this case could be a very good example. And the way I sort of playing it out right now is the US economy is good, UK and Europe is a bit of a shithole, as I've explained. So a good way to sort of hedge, if you will, could be you short the DAX, for example, and you could long the Sensex. So that's something you could play. Let's get the RSI out, and it's a good way to see what that says in the index. Yeah, so in the RSI, if we go to a 3 month, I usually like to look 3 months because I only trade. When you trade, it's only a 3 to 6 month time horizon. Well, sorry, 1 day to a 6 month time horizon, but usually on average it's over 3 months. So we're okay. We did reach some overselling, and we did get some retracement. But the idea also is obviously we've had a massive uproar with hardly any declines. And now we've come to the end of the first quarter, so it could be an idea, if you already have been long, is to take some profit off the table. And if you haven't been long, is just to watch the stock carefully, or sorry, watch the index carefully over the next couple of weeks to see how it plays out and whether it does retest or go above the all-time high levels. So that could be a good indication to see. And the way I'm sort of, like I said, I'm playing it is because the Indian economy is a lot more doing better than, say, what's happening in UK and Europe. It's a good way to sort of play by shorting the DAX and longing the Sensex. So if we get the DAX out, so as you can see, if you did do that trade, you would be making money. Even though it says a hedge, you'll be making money in both ways. If I had longed here and shorted here, for example, as I said, I would still be pretty much flat on the DAX, but I'll be making money there. So your hedge has actually worked out quite good in that sense. So yeah, that could be a really good play. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.